It probably is a mission statement, to be honest, because ultimately it's where I want to be as well, because there's things such as my daughter's had a pension since she was 6, she's 14 next month. It's all about building, and I think ultimately if you little steps make big changes. So therefore, if I can do that for me and I can do it for my clients, we can all grow together and have nice futures.
Welcome to the New Leaf podcast, and today I'm joined by Joyce, who is brand new to the industry. We are going to speak about women in financial services. We're going to be touching upon how difficult and challenging it is to come in with absolutely no contacts, and we're going to be talking about the changes to the industry that are happening right now. You are a very special person. You are very different to most IFAs who are just thinking potentially about what's in it for me. It sounds to me like everything about you is what's in it for the client and how can I help and grow the client position.
I think it's a win-win at the end of the day. Don't get me wrong, yes, there's lovely remuneration to be earned as an IFA. However, that only comes if you do a good job. And I know full well, my client with the tax relief, it's probably made about £10,000 difference to her in the last week.
Debbie, welcome to the New Leaf podcast.
Thank you, Mark.
Lovely to have you here. I was the first person to meet you when you looked at new networks or looking at an opportunity to come into financial advice. Tell us a little bit about your background before we start on that.
Okay, so my background is I've been in business quite a long time. This is a new career for myself. I was in the recruitment industry straight out of university, built up some successful businesses there, and then I decided to hone my skills in search engine marketing, search engine optimization, and I worked in the online retailing consultancy world for, since 2009, and I've done that ever since before I came into the financial services world.
Crikey, that's a lot. So how much of that do you think will be carried forward, that knowledge and know-how be carried forward into your new career?
I think all of it, to be perfectly honest. I think everything I've ever done stands me in good stead now. Things such as running businesses. I've had a team of 8 in the recruitment company. I've been self-employed. I've worn all the hats. I've been a business owner. I know what it's like to do every single job that's required out there. So I can see it from all different perspectives.
Yeah. And what do you find the most sort of interesting part of your career so far?
Helping people. It's the analytical side that I really love. Actually looking at where people are, where can we take them to? At the end of the day, it's about helping them to achieve the financial future that can really, really make a difference to their plans and their dreams.
That sounds like a mission statement.
It probably is a mission statement, to be honest, because ultimately it's where I want to be as well, because, you know, there's things such as my daughter's had a pension since she was 6, she's 14 next month. It's all about building. And I think ultimately, if you little steps make big changes. So therefore, if I can do that for me and I can do it for my clients, we can all grow together and have nice futures.
Yeah, it sounds wonderful. We'll come back to mission statements and your goals and ambitions and what you want to achieve in a moment. But going back to how you found New Leaf is quite interesting. It's a complete accident.
It was an utter accident. And to be honest, I'd never even heard of New Leaf. What happened was I started doing my studies. I did my DIP-FA, and all the way through them, I was actually lined up to join another AR company. And
quite a big one.
It was a big network that were putting me into one of their ARs. Yeah. And when it came down to it, a month before I was due to get my qualification, they told me that they couldn't actually take me on because the network had a recruitment freeze. So very kindly, they said to me, go back, have a chat with the person you'd initially spoken to. I did. And he just said to me, Mark Hobbs, you need to speak to Mark Hobbs at New Leaf. Well, I didn't know anything about New Leaf. I'd heard of a lot of the other IFA networks. So I did my homework, sent you an email the next morning, and I think we were on the phone within a couple of hours.
We were, yeah. I was really pleased to have that call. It's just, that's the wonderful thing about financial services, people who help each other in this industry. And that was Colin.
It was.
That sent you to me, a good friend of mine as well. So he believes in what we do here as well, which is
and I'm very glad he did.
So the first conversation we had, how did that go and what did you think of the outcome of that?
Okay, well, the first conversation was obviously the Teams meeting on the telephone. We then arranged to meet in January. I came down to head office at Rayleigh.
Seems like yesterday.
I know, it's flown by, but I'll be honest, I came in and I just felt at home.
Yeah.
It was just like coming home. I know I've heard other people say the New Leaf's about family, and I really do feel like that. So I came into the building. Even Dan came in from his paternity leave to meet me, which was special. You know, that meant a lot. And to meet the other members of the team and to see what was expected from both parties, because it's a two-way thing at the end of the day. It's got to be right for both of you. And it was great. We were all honest with each other and we knew what the expectations were.
Yeah, you seem to be really into the culture of the business. That was the most important thing for you.
It's really important.
I like the fact that you've been helping your husband in his business as well, because he's in the car business.
He is. Yeah, he's a used car dealer over in Harrogate. But it's about that common goal, and it's about supporting each other. Yeah. And I think that's what we now do as IFAs. It's about supporting our clients. What
is your mission then? You've come into this new industry for you. You've never been involved in it before. You've really hit the ground running. Really proud of what you've achieved so far. You're really doing well. And you've gone into different permission areas as well, haven't you? Tell us about your permission areas that you're involved in.
Okay. So far, in fact, the first piece of business I actually did was a group life policy.
Amazing.
And that came about in a strange way, purely because I was going in to do some private medical insurance, which I'd also got my licence for. And I asked if I could benchmark the policy that they'd just set up. And we actually found out that the level of insurance that the directors thought they had was nowhere near. It had been set up completely wrongly. So that was the first piece I did. And it was actually a £4 million piece of business.
Crikey, that was wonderful. What did you earn from that?
We
take a lot though, don't we, at this stage?
Absolutely.
Crikey, yeah.
But yeah, it was 25% commission.
Right.
Because we agreed that we'd match the previous IFA who'd got it completely and utterly wrong.
Crikey. And do you think you're going to find that a lot across the board when you meet clients? Do you feel that that's going to be something you're going to face?
As far as...
Or advice?
Yes, I've just found it again. I've just done a pension review for someone that I know, and I think it's about the level of detail that you go into. I actually found out that by looking at her contributions, she'd set up her pension with an IFA in 2017. She started making contributions in 2019. Her IFA set her pension up as an employer pension. She was actually self-employed, so she's had no tax relief since 2019. That's now been rectified this week. The providers put the tax relief back in. Her accountant is claiming the higher rate tax relief for her. Her IFA is doing remedial plans for her, and then when we're all sorted, we'll look at switching her. So
amazing.
It's great to be able to make that difference.
You're so confident already.
I feel that I actually know what I'm doing, but if there is something that I don't know, I go and ask. I get support. I've got great mentorship around me, and I've got a team of people that I can refer to, which is really, really valuable.
How are you finding that mentorship with Kerry? Because obviously Kerry looks after all the newbies.
He does.
The non-CAS, as we call you.
Yeah, Kerry's fab.
He's quite an incredible person, isn't he?
Kerry is the most patient person that I've come across, and I will always say that the one thing that sticks out with Kerry is he drummed into me, Debbie, it's not fast, but it's thorough. Yeah. And I now understand why that's so important, because you're learning at every step of the way. But what he's also done is inspired me to go out and continue learning. I learn something new every single day, and I will never stop learning something, because you physically cannot know it all. You can't do it.
You are a very special person. You are very different to most IFAs who are just thinking potentially about what's in it for me. It sounds to me like everything about you is what's in it for the client, and how can I help and grow the client position. I
think it's a win-win at the end of the day. Don't get me wrong. Yes, there's lovely remuneration to be earned as an IFA. However, that only comes if you do a good job. And I know full well, my client with the tax relief, it's probably made about £10,000 difference to her in the last week from just having spotted that the transactions that were being invested were purely the contributions. There was no tax relief. So if I can do that, it's not only a win-win, it's a win-win for the future, because hopefully then they'll refer me and I can do it again for somebody else.
Yeah.
So no, it's really important, that element of it.
Incredible. And as a brand new advisor coming into New Leaf, what is the support? I know you said the support's been amazing. Can you be specific about the kind of support that you've had from the team, from the paraplanners and from Kerry and from everybody else?
Yeah, everybody's been fantastic. You ring up head office and someone will always help you. The one thing that also sticks out in my mind is that whenever I send an email, no one has ever come back to me with a response that hasn't started with, hope you're well, hope things are... There's such a positive frame of mind. There is a mindset shift at New Leaf, which sits well with me because I just don't do negative. No. But the power planners are fab. I'll ring Adam up and he'll give me some time to talk through power planning. And that's building our knowledge as well. You really can ring and get an answer on anything. And it's not just a head office, it's my fellow IFAs. They will absolutely... Joe Flanagan, for example, helped me with a pension sharing query the other week. Vanessa's answered some queries for me. Shane's talked to me about will writing, so has Sarah. They really are there to help, and there's no competitiveness. It's all about collaboration.
Yeah, I remember when I met you, I thought, this is a winner, 100%. I've met thousands of people in my career, thousands. And I can almost tell immediately the positivity in someone. You can almost see it, and I can see in you straight away. You are effervescent with enthusiasm, and that hasn't changed. Look at you now. It's January to where we are now, and you are just overflowing with the joy of it. It's wonderful.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Do you think that is going to affect your clients in that way as well?
I hope so, because ultimately... they're putting their trust in me. Yeah. So it should be a positive experience. And also, we should come away from meetings feeling that not only have we done a good job, but we've enjoyed it. Yeah. Life's too short. Yeah. You've got to get the joy out of it. And if the joy is not there, you shouldn't be doing it.
I love it. Absolutely. Decide to be happy, as we say.
Very true.
Are you near to competent advisor status now? How far are you away?
One more meeting.
Is that it?
One more meeting.
Is that a first or a second?
Second.
Because to get competent advisor status, let me sort of tell the audience, you have to have 4 observed first meetings, 4 observed second meeting, presentation meetings, 4 clients with $1 million under management. So you are there or thereabouts.
Meeting-wise, next Monday, and AUM hopefully within the next couple of months.
Get in. Fantastic stuff. Let's talk about women in this business because it's really important to New Leaf. We are nearly 50% women, which
incredible.
Again is, I think, very unique. As a woman coming into this business, why do you think that New Leaf is attractive to women in general?
Well, I think we're welcomed with open arms. It feels a very safe, secure, familial environment. That comes through from the way the structure of the business is set up. You are a family network. Yeah. People within head office are very much family. And that filters through. Yeah. And I think that filters through particularly at times such as IFA days. You go in and you feel like you're coming home. Yeah. So it's a pleasure to go to these events because you know you're going to have a really good time and be supported.
I love that. It's wonderful. Thank you for that as well. In terms of independence, it's something that we're talking about quite a lot. There's not many independents left. Independent financial advisor brand, mostly now restricted, filling up vertically integrated funds. You join most of these networks now, you're a direct sales force. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I get it. I built direct sales forces myself over the years. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But it's not right for you, is it?
Oh, absolutely not. And I actually did a couple of the webinars, the recruitment webinars with some of the big names out there because they want to get you to join the academies. But I knew from the outset I always needed to be an independent advisor. I wouldn't have personally worked myself with an advisor who was restricted because being whole of market, how can I legitimately say to a client, I found you the best solution for your own personal scenario if I'm not researching everything that's out there? Yeah. It's a credibility thing for me. And from day one, I started my studies with LIBF on the 1st of August 2023, and I knew the path that I wanted to follow, and it was IFA, it was independent, and I'm proud of that word.
That's amazing. And is it important? So is that really important to you?
It was fundamental for me. There was no deviation on it. It was independent or nothing.
So you probably couldn't have joined the network you were joining anyway.
No, they were independent.
Oh, they were they?
Yeah, they were. I wouldn't have gone to someone.
Right.
But
you were seeking that out.
I did, and I sought somebody out from the time I started my qualification. I needed to know where my end game was going. Yeah. So I looked at the independent networks. Unfortunately, at that point, I just had never heard of New Leaf. So I'm on a mission now to tell people.
Well, I think my son Daniel was really good at this.
He's doing brilliantly.
I've kept New Leaf really under a sort of bushel over the years because it's been a challenge over the years with the crash and everything else, and you just want to keep pushing forward. What Daniel's doing with the business is shouting about the business, we're talking about the business, which is lovely.
Yeah.
And we're getting more traction. Does it worry you about us getting bigger? Does that concern you?
It doesn't worry me. I think it's a good thing because ultimately the more people who are being looked after by IFAs who I believe have the same way of approaching things as myself, I'd like to think that's a good thing. And hopefully, if there's more of that out there, more people will get the service. I have friends who, they tell me, I get a review and they say, just sign here. I've got your best interests at heart. I'm sorry. I want to empower people. I want them to know what they're doing, why they're doing it, and ultimately what difference it can make to them. So, no, if you get bigger, hopefully you'll carry us along with you and we can grow through that success as well.
You are so positive. I love that. If there's a young woman or any women listening to this podcast right now and thinking about coming into financial services and making a difference to clients as you are doing right now, what advice would you give them about going forward with that idea? I
would say, first of all, do your homework.
Okay.
Get some research done, talk to the right people, look at the options out there. And I think you know when something's right for you. If it sits right with you, then you know you're going down the right path. But also know what's available to you at the end of your studies. Choose the right providers, find out the networks that are right for you, and ultimately make sure that you know the people that you're dealing with are the ones that will take you to the place where you want to be.
Yeah, I mean, there are networks that are great for salespeople, aren't there? And that's not us.
They are.
If you're a salesperson, you want to close deals, close clients off. There are some wonderful networks that will do that for you, tied and restricted, and you can get the job done and dusted quick. But you said something earlier that Kerry had slowed you down.
He did.
So what does that exactly mean in the practical sense?
Okay, well, when I first came to do my induction training down at head office, I wanted to know it all. I am someone that there's never enough knowledge. However, he slowed me down and he said, I promise you, Debbie, it will fall into place as and when it's right. And he has been absolutely spot on because in this industry, it's all about layers. And you need a layer to build on a layer to build on a layer. And it was really interesting on Monday when we had our Mastermind Alliance with yourself. We had such a fabulous guest in Ying Tan. And I asked him,
great, wasn't it?
It was. And I asked him that question about what would you advise someone in my situation? And his advice was, be curious.
I remember that.
Yeah,
that was beautiful,
and it's so true because,
really nice.
Last night, my daughter was at Guides, had an hour and a half before she was coming out again. So I sat and I learnt about employee option trusts because it was something that I'd been talking about with a client that day and I need to know more information. So therefore, be curious, and the same for anyone looking to come into the industry. Be curious, do your homework, ask around, speak to people, and really know that you're on the right path for you.
There's 3 ingredients to success: activity, knowledge, know-how, and inspiration to action. And you've got drive and you've got loads of inspiration to action and really motivated. How are you getting on with the knowledge piece and the sort of experiential piece?
I love that, to be honest, because I'd probably call myself a sponge. I do need to know all the time. Every single time I'm in the car, I'm listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
I find out who I need to be following. Where does the knowledge come from? It's just constant. So, no, that side of things I truly love. And it's something I don't think I'll be a lifelong learner.
Yeah, I think you will. And the experience side, you're getting a lot of that very quickly because you're seeing a lot of people.
I am. And the lovely thing about it is actually it's coming from referral. People are recommending me on things I've done for them. They know me from my past business experience and it's coming on the back of, I would speak to Debbie, which, I can't ask for anything more than that.
So do you think that people coming into financial services as retail advisors such as yourself need to know a lot of people? Do they need a lot of contacts? I
think it's obviously a benefit. There's no two ways about it. However, if they're willing to then go out, do the networking, meet people, at the end of the day, you can't expect someone to refer you on, A, if they don't know the quality of your service, and they also need to know, like, and trust you. Yeah. So you've got to put the effort in yourself to get to know people, walk the walk, but actually show your credibility. So if they're willing to get out there, put the time in, it's not going to come to you. There's no way it's going to land in your lap.
Yeah.
But you need that. And also, it's about being a self-starter. And I think if you want to do that, you'll get rewarded because people will see that you do want to make a difference for them.
Fantastic. It's not easy, is it? Because you're starting out, you've not got a basic wage.
Nope.
You're paying us fees.
Yep.
How do you survive as a new person? Because I always say to people, you need some money behind you to do this because it's going to take a little bit of time to get going.
Yeah.
I believe you can earn 100 grand in your first year. I think that's absolutely doable. We've had people do 250 in their first year.
Wow.
Very recently, Kelsey Phillips just did 250 in her first year. So it's doable. 100 grand is the target for the first year. But what do people need to have behind them to do this? Do they need financial support behind them? Do they need to have saved up some money, do you think?
I think it would be of benefit. I think if they can have support from their family, that's really beneficial too. Also, I'm very lucky. I have my own business that I'm still working within, which helps support the fact that ultimately you are never going to hit the ground running. And because it's time scales. It's about the fact that you see a client, you then need to get letters of authority sent to providers. They're not the fastest getting information back to you. You then need to put you plans in place. Power planning takes time. Nothing will happen overnight. So yes, I would say ideally have some money behind you or have the support of your family who are willing to support you through that. But ultimately be realistic about it. But if you talk to somebody like myself, and I'd be more than happy to talk to anyone who's looking to get into the industry, I'll tell them honestly about what would be beneficial to them.
You're talking to them right now. You're talking to millions of people potentially right now.
Gosh.
Now look, this industry is really a replica of me.
Okay.
Old men with grey hair. Fact. Okay. The industry is still old men with grey hair who think they know it all. Okay.
Okay.
You are sitting here as a fresh, motivated, hungry woman who is coming into the industry. I want more of this. I don't want people like me. I want people like you. How do we get them to say yes to this business? What would you say to them to get them to say yes to coming into being self-employed, vibrant people looking for opportunity to be amazing?
I would say to them that ultimately there's a fantastic career opportunity out there. There aren't enough financial advisors for the people that need support. However, I think also at the same time, we need to look at educating the general public of the investment of a financial advisor. It's not a cost, it's an investment. And then there'll be more people wanting financial advice. So I think we need to bring people in who are hungry for their own success, hungry for their own careers, but also people who care that not only can they make a difference to their financial futures, they can make a difference to other people's as well.
I love that. I do want to say actually that old grey men who are stuck in DA businesses being mistreated right now, please do talk to this old grey man because I find they are being treated so badly within the DA businesses, these old boys and girls. And come and talk to me as well. I love you as well.
Well, they'll enjoy the conversation, Mark.
Yeah, well, certainly come and talk to me because on 50% is not good enough, okay? 50% commission if that's what you're on, no, okay? Come and see us. It's important. So, look, we're coming to the end of this podcast and it's been wonderful speaking to you. It goes so fast, doesn't it?
Flies by.
Yeah. So we talk to people about turning over a new leaf in financial advice. If you were to think about your particular new leaf, what would it be and how would you turn it over? Okay,
well, my new leaf would be in respect of, in fact, it's happening next month. My new leaf is will writing and estate planning.
Okay, you're joining the will
I'm
writers,
joining the
New
will
Leaf
writers, yes. I'm booked in to do the course in October.
I love that.
We sign off in November. I think it fits really well. When I'm talking to clients, so many of them are saying, I don't have a will, and I want to be able to ensure that their estates are looked after. It's important because it's following it through from one end to the other, and you can build up all this wealth. However, what's going to happen to it? It's about legacy planning. And I think by doing the will writing, that is my next new leaf. I'm sure there'll be far more. I've already done protection. I've already done my private medical insurance, and it's not going to stop there.
So powerful. The message is so powerful to diversify and be in different genres. And just very, very quickly, do you see AI or this technology stuff or this blockchain being something that will be a threat to you as a human being?
Not at all. At the end of the day, people buy from people. And yes, there are as they call the finfluencers out there, and people will go out and invest based on what they're seeing on Instagram. There is no substitute to talking to a person who actually has the knowledge, goes out and does the research based on their individual circumstances. AI is going to be fantastic in lots of ways. We need to embrace it. We need to make the most of it. But at the end of the day, a person still needs to look at that and make the right decisions, because your future is too important to get wrong.
And very, very quickly, do you prefer face-to-face meetings or on Teams or on
Face-to-face.
Zoom?
Face-to-face,
Why?
every time. You can read people, you can build the rapport. And also, I find that people talk to you about things that maybe they wouldn't talk to you about across a camera.
Yeah.
And it's those little pieces of nuanced information that very often can make the difference between the holistic financial planning than just providing a service.
And just shaking someone's hand or
connection.
having a hug or whatever, it just
connection.
makes such a difference.
Yeah, truly
Debbie,
important.
thank you so much for this. You are a breath of fresh air into New Leaf.
Oh,
I'm
thank
really
you for
proud of
having me.
what you've achieved so far. I can't wait to watch you fly.
Looking forward to it too. Thanks, Mark.